what's up everybody? Thank you all for tuning in again. It's your man Black Adam. We're gonna get right into this content. So today I am breaking down a list while I am sitting on the pad. I will show you all. I'm sitting here waiting for it to stop raining. Maybe you saw my YouTube notes, don't know. But either way, this week we're getting into 5 reasons why you're struggling in trucking and 5 tips to get around them. Alright, now I'm going to start at the most harshest one, tip number 5 as to why you're struggling. Reason number 5 with the tip is that you just don't belong in a truck. It's that simple. Now, a lot of people, they get into trucking, for the money. They get into it for the freedom. Oh, I can do so much things, man. I'm making stacks on stacks on stacks. Nah. You may not be able to drive. You may struggle to drive. You may have the wrong kind of information getting started in trucking. And that's fine. I mean, that's something, it's a mistake that you made, learn from it, move on. Hop out the truck and find another career path. Because driving is not a job. It's going to end up being your career because if you have a CDL, every other aspect of your life is tied to your license, okay? If I get a ticket in my personal car, it affects my job. If I drink too much, it affects my job. All these things. And then on top of that, I'm not around people. I'm not around my family, etc., etc. I'm lonely. Boo-hoo-hoo. It is what it is. If you can't handle that, fix that real quick. You shouldn't be driving. It's that simple. So I would say, if you're struggling because of that, get out of the truck. Find something else to do. There's lots of other jobs and career paths out here. It's not just driving a truck. All right. Number 4 is that you're running the wrong schedule. And this is something that a lot of people can't help because a lot of you want to get into a truck and you want to drive freight. Generalized products for consumer consumption. Okay, that's basically what freight is. Yes, technically everything is freight. However, when you say freight, you're thinking dry boxes, you're thinking reefer trucks, things like that. Those run 24/7, all right? Night shift, day shift, rotating schedules, swap, flip-flops, all kinds of things. You have to consider what times of the day you want to drive, all right? If you run reefer, dry box, 24/7 normally. That's what they run. If you run flatbed, you're typically running during the day because you're delivering to businesses and companies that close at 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? So you're going to be driving, you get there, make your delivery at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning for them to open at 9 or whenever the construction yard starts, and then you're driving to do your pickup before 5. And then by then your time's almost up, so you got to stop and shut down somewhere. Now granted, you can rotate those out. I start my day at like 4 a.m. at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm off about 4 to 7 in the afternoon, depending on if the pad shuts down or traffic, etc., etc. But those are some things that you can help. Other than that, you have to train your body to get sleep when you can get it. All right. For instance, I'm sitting here on the well site right now. I've been sitting for like 3-4 hours. That's a 3-hour nap right there that you can take. Boom, get up, start running again. You're good. So you have to determine what times of the day you want to run. Certain companies run during certain times. They have different divisions and things like that. All right. Number three is going to be road boredom. Now, a lot of people may get confused on this and be like, well, how can you get bored on the road? You got all these cars, all these mental things to keep you awake and drain your mental energy and all that. But you have to realize that when it's really just you and the white lines or the white and the yellow line on the road, it gets very tedious, okay? You're living in an 8x12 box. You're looking like it's easy for you to get into a set schedule. Okay, wake up at 4, go to work at 6, drive 300 miles, shut down for lunch, drive another 150, shut down. Things like that can get very boring very quickly. So you need to find things that you can do while you're on the road that will pique your interest. Pick up a hobby that's mobile. You can do things, fix them up, sell them on Etsy. When you come home for home time, boom, ship them out. You can make some extra money. You can get into photography. You can get into vlogging. You can do chronicles of your trucking adventures. Make YouTube videos like I am and like every other driver that you ever see on the road. All right. These are things that you can do to help out with some of that boredom. Number 2 is that you're just too damn nosy. All right. That's going to be the second thing that ends your career. Is that your reasons why you're struggling in the trucking industry is because you're so concerned about what the next person's making. What are they running over here? What kind of freight they running? What kind of lane you got? What you doing over there? Blah, 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 blah. That you can't even focus on bettering yourself and excelling in the field that you're doing. You're so focused on Oh, well, such and such, I heard they offering this amount. Let me jump over there. Such and such, they doing this. Hey, did you hear there was an accident? Cut that shit out, all right? You here to make money. You here to make yourself better. You here to get to work, honestly. You're here to work. So stop being in everybody else's business. It'll stop you from being it'll stop a lot of stress, all right? You're not going to be concerned about workplace BS and co-worker drama, okay? You're not going to be concerned with it, because what happens is, like, if you don't get but so close to people, they understand, okay, I'm not going to sit there and try and spread this rumors to such and such, because they're not going to listen, all right? All kinds of things like that, all right? Now, the number one thing that is the reason why you're struggling is because you were ill-prepared in coming out here. Preparation is highly important, okay? You have to be mentally prepared. Do your Googles. Get your research out of the way. You need to know, I'm not going to be around my family, okay? I'm going to be out here and I'm going to be lonely, all right? If you can't stay away from your spouse, but for more than 48 hours, trucking damn sure ain't for you, all right? Now, unless you have experience, you can go somewhere and they'll allow you to bring your spouse with you or your dog with you, like I did when I was with Melton, then that's cool, all right? But if not, you gonna be saying bye to them for 5-6 weeks at a time, maybe longer, depending on where you are, okay? If you are not prepared to not be around people, to not be able to contact people when you want to, I can't go to my buddy's house and throw back some beers, you know, so on and so on. If you can't deal with, you know, if you're not prepared physically, you know, you spend most of your time sitting down. You have to change your diet, change when you eat, how you eat, what you eat. All these things you have to change. If you have a bunch of medications and things, trucking's probably not going to work out for you in the long run. And that's a fact. It's a reality of being in this job. If you have medications and you're on the road, you can't always get refills, which means you have to get massive quantities to last you while you're on the road. Some pharmacies won't give it to you. Another thing that's very important is that your DOT card, you might get revoked. That just means your Department of Transportation physical fit test, okay? It's a limit to it. The max is 2 years. They can go down all the way to 3 months if they want to. Or they can just say, no, you too unhealthy to get in a truck. Because if you have to go back and constantly retest, either one, DOT is going to say you're not making your health any better, they're going to stop giving it to you. Or two, your job's going to get tired of rerouting you back home to get tested, and they just not going to, you going to go home one day and they're going to be like, just stop by the terminal, drop off the truck, you know? I just freed up your future, basically. That's what they're going to do. So you need to make sure that you have those things in order also, all right? You need to make sure your financial situation, you can handle that while you're on the road. One thing nobody ever tells you, when you're on the road, you are taking care. If you have, let me rephrase this. When you get out and you start driving a truck, for my OTR and regional guys, okay, people that aren't home every night, you are essentially going to be taking care of 2 households if you have bills and priorities already, all right? You have to take care, like for me, for instance, I have to take care of my house in Ohio, for my wife, my dog, okay? No kids. But that's still a whole house I have to take care of. You know, you're looking at $2,000-$3,000 depending on where you are just for household maintenance and bills, electricity, rent, utilities, internet, cable, whatever. All that to be at home and you're never there. Now, if you're home every night, cool. Have fun and enjoy. Just know that you're going to either get tired of being home every day, you want to branch out and do something else, or you're going to pick up more responsibilities. You're going to end up with a second job that you can't do because you're limited to how many hours you can work. It's different things that may or may not happen, right? Now, if you don't have those responsibilities, that's fine. You know, you can stack up money way faster, mad cheddar in your account, all right? The downside to that is that you are eating out everywhere. You're eating out of truck stops. You're eating out of restaurants. You're eating out of vendors and things like that. So you need to be able to say, okay, I'm only going to spend so much money for this, or I'm only going to buy groceries this amount and then I'm going to eat this amount. You know, whether you're going to run a cooler or a refrigerator, things like that, you have to be financially prepared for. And lastly is that you need to get your affairs in order. You know, if you have family that's used to relying on you to be there, whether it be for their health or finances or anything, you need to let them know, like, hey, look, I'm gonna be gone for so many times. You know, get your doctor's notes, your doctor's appointments taken care of before you go out. That way you can knock them all out. It's a lot easier to schedule a doctor's appointment before you hit the road or before you get in the truck than it is to schedule it after, because anything can happen while you're out here. All right. Prime example, I was supposed to be going home one time when I was with Melton. Was supposed to be going home, got onto the turnpike in PA on I-70, and a snowstorm hit. Turnpike got shut down. So I'm stranded at Breezewood for 2 days. Missed my doctor's appointment, right? So if I had taken care of it before I came out, it's even better, you know? But these are all things that you need to think about. So those are my 5 tips, 5 reasons on why you may be struggling, and 5 tips to get around them. Hope y'all enjoy, and I'll see y'all on the next video. I gotta get back to work.